What is up, guys? Welcome to the Star Wars Stop. This video I have a nice little Yoda streak, not a huge one, but we didn't manage to extend the game past the turbo tank, so we didn't get to the final phase. I think if we would have gotten to the final phase, I would have gone up a little bit higher than 50 elims, probably grab another 20 right there. Maybe it would have been a 70 elim game, but nonetheless, very fun to use Yoda and get a nice streak on the map that he was actually in the movie. The thing about Yoda is, guys, first of all, he's amazing. He's probably my second favorite lightsaber wielding hero. Rey's actually, you know, I take that back. He's my most favorite lightsaber wielding hero on the good guy's side. Second would definitely be Rey. But my point here is why this is a nice map to watch Yoda gameplay on is a lot of people seem to think the only thing that's good about Yoda is the fact that he can, you know, deflect a lot of blaster bolts and deflect a lot of damage, and then send out his force push fully charged up and kill a bunch of enemies. But that's not the only thing that makes Yoda good. As you can see in this gameplay, this is a map that's not really designed for that. First of all, you know, that whole technique of deflecting a big group of enemies' fire and then sending a force push at them to kill them all. This is obviously not a map where that works very well on. Maps that works well on, we're talking like Camino, you know, tight maps like Camino, basically little corridors where you can the end of Naboo is another great example. Theed, when you're in the palace and you have those hallways. That's kind of where that tactic works really well, where you can block a bunch of enemies' blaster bolts and then just send a force push out at them to take them all out. But my whole point here is that Yoda can be used on big, wide open maps too, and the reason is he's an excellent lightsaber wielding assaulter. So basically, he can run in and just, he's so hard for the enemy team to shoot because of how fast and tiny he is. And then when you factor in that his lightsaber moves are so, he has a lot of health, so he can, you know, that's the other thing, he has so much health, and when he uses the ability, he gets even more health, and he can just run up to these enemies and slaughter them super quickly. So I guess my whole point is that while Yoda is really good in, you know, tight, close range maps where you can, like I said, block a bunch of damage and then send a force push at the enemies, he can also run around and just melee people to death. Now, for some people, this might be like no duh, why are you telling us this? We already understand that. But I've heard, the reason why I'm saying all this is because I've heard a lot of people in the battle, and at least in that I've been playing Battlefront with, that think that Yoda's only good on those kind of maps. So I just wanted to, I thought this was a great streak video to upload to just kind of talk about that. And he's a lot of fun to use. So I do have the star card that gets me 3 dash attacks on him, so it's nice to, especially if you're going to run around, to be able to have those extra dashes. They're good to not only attack, but they're good to escape. Like I said, it's really hard to hit Yoda because of how fast and nimble he is, and especially if you're consistently using his dash attack. Now, there are things that can mess you up, obviously, like if an Iden Versio catches you off guard, she will melt you. You probably saw in my Iden Versio guide video, Guide to Owning with Iden Versio, just how fast I was able to kill. I think there's like 3 Yoda kills in that video, and 3 of them are in the same match. Every time Yoda spawned, I just stunned him and gunned him down mercilessly. And that's kind of how Iden Versio works, but she is receiving that, she has received that nerf by the time of this video, so that will hopefully reduce that problem. But inherently, yes, you can still get dropped with Yoda. The trick is to stay mobile. Now, I'm not going to commentate this entire gameplay. I just thought it was kind of fun to, it was a kind of a fun match. It is a nice 50 elim streak, so I thought I'd upload it for you guys to watch and just talk a little bit about Yoda. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm excited to see what I really am just waiting to get more lightsaber wielding Clone Wars era heroes. So like we have Yoda, and that is it. There's not a single other Clone Wars. First of all, forget lightsaber wielding. There's not a single other Clone Wars era hero, really. I mean, if you count Chewbacca, I guess that's a Clone Wars hero. He actually was at this battle, so okay, fine, you got Chewbacca. But my point is, there are so many Jedi that just need to make it into this game, man. I need to see myself playing as Obi-Wan, Anakin, and I feel like Ahsoka would actually play very similar to how Yoda plays, because they're both kind of nimble little people. So I think that Ahsoka's playstyle, if they ever do add her, will be very similar to how Yoda is playing right here. I do think that we're going to get a Clone Wars DLC. I don't think that they would not do it, and they have said that they're going to do Clone Wars DLCs as, what do you call it? They're going to do Clone Wars DLCs, or no, they're going to do DLCs in general for movie releases and for anniversaries. So it would not surprise me if on the anniversary of the Clone Wars movie, which is coming this summer, they did a whole Clone Wars themed DLC in July, and we got some Clone Wars era heroes. And I think if it does take that long to get this right, just check this out. Just check out how bad I am, how much this specialist was able to just completely mess me up here. I was chasing him for so long, just trying to hit him. I feel like that happens to me often with Yoda. It's not even that guy. There's another guy that literally was running around circles and making me look so foolish. But I do find him eventually hiding somewhere and slice him up. But anyways, my point is that, oh, here he's going to go again. I don't know why I had such a hard time catching him. But from what I've heard, DICE is going to, in this next patch, I'm not sure when I'm going to upload this video, but there is a patch for April that is going to basically tighten up the melee combat for these heroes. So hopefully you'll see less clips of me swinging around my lightsaber like a maniac just trying to hit one guy that's right in front of me. But we're talking about Clone Wars. Yeah, so Clone Wars, I do think that they gotta do it at some point, and if they do wait till the summer, the community is gonna want a lot of content in that DLC just because of the long wait for something that everybody has requested. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was a big one and it had like characters like not just 2 heroes and villains, like maybe a couple. Like it had Anakin, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, and maybe like Grievous, Count Dooku, and I mean, that one's kind of up in there. There's so many awesome choices. Assault Ventress, Savage Press. There's a lot. I'm personally not someone that's like asking for Jango Fett too much or like Padme. I can see them being left out, and I really wouldn't care. I'd rather have other characters like I said, like Savage Press, Assault Ventress. Who else? For the Republic side, I definitely would love to see Commander Rex or Captain Rex, because that would be a great hero because he could be used in Clone Wars and Galactic Civil War, and it would make perfect sense because he was in both of them. But now we are getting on a way off tangent, I guess. Just talking about a bunch of different Star Wars Battlefront related topics. Now that I've run out of things to say about Yoda, I'll do a full guide for him at some point, a full ownage guide for Yoda, and yeah, that'll give you a lot more tips and tricks. And I'll work on getting, I already have some bigger streaks with him that I gotta upload, and I'll work on getting some even bigger ones. It's just that these matches seem, whenever I get Yoda, it seems that he's able to lock down the defending objectives so well that the team can never proceed, and then we don't end up getting as high a streak as we could have got. You see what I'm saying? Like, because if you have a good person on your team playing Yoda, he's so capable of locking down entrances to objectives, whether that be the turbo tank, whether that be the hallways in Theed, whether that be the end of Echo Base in Hoth, whether that be, you know, just about any map at the end phase, or the later phases, he seems so good at locking down objectives that I can't get a full enough game where I can just completely use him for the entire game. But I'll work on it. I'll get his. He's really good, and it would be very easy to get a high streak with him, higher streaks with him. So yeah, guys, that's just my thoughts on Yoda and everything. He is, again, like I said, my favorite lightsaber wielding hero. But that is it for my commentary. If you guys want to finish watching this streak, it's pretty fun. Be sure to rate, like, comment. Here, I'm going to absolutely annihilate Boss. Be sure to rate, like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for tons and tons of Star Wars content. Have an awesome day, guys.
Drive them back, we will. Defy you, I do. Trust in the Force, I do. Yoda can survive this battle. Forward and unite.
We do it the hard way.
Too slick for you? Outnumbered.
Shields ready.
Face your darkness, I will. Not easy. Thought me helpless, did you? Enough, I say. Right, if you must. Fear you, I do not. Loathing, I say.
Droid army is running. What's left? Victory is ours.